Hey, what's up you guys? It's Mike Nardi here. In this video, I'm gonna show you how much Fiverr paid me for completing over 600 Fiverr gigs on the Fiverr platform. I'm also gonna talk about how much I've made each year over the past 3 years selling copywriting services on Fiverr and how those earnings have changed throughout my Fiverr journey. So if you're someone who's already started selling on Fiverr or you're considering selling on Fiverr and you want to get a feel for what your earnings might look like over time, I'm hoping this video helps give you a pretty clear idea of what that might look like if you work hard and stick with it. Also, YouTube tells me only about 15% of you are actually subscribed to this channel. I'm grinding pretty hard to get that 100K subscriber plaque. I think it'd look pretty awesome somewhere over here. So if you would consider subscribing to this channel, that would be super helpful in helping me achieve my goal of hitting 100,000 subscribers. I appreciate you all. I love you all. Back to the video. All right, so we're gonna start off back in 2017. 2017 was actually a time where I unknowingly stumbled across Fiverr and ended up completing an email copywriting project for someone, a management consultant who needed help prospecting via email marketing and generating new business. I don't really remember how I stumbled across this order, but it ended up being for $105 and she gave me a pretty nice tip as well. She tipped me $21 and after that order, I pretty much went radio silent on Fiverr and didn't offer a single gig until 2019. So for 2017, I completed 1 gig on Fiverr and I made about $126. Honestly, that was a pretty awesome start, and if I had the knowledge I have now on how great of an opportunity Fiverr would have been, probably would have stuck with it and it would be way further ahead in my Fiverr journey, but hey, we all learn as we go. So for 2018, I didn't make a single dollar. Like I mentioned, I got one fluky order in 2017, and then I didn't offer gigs for sale until 2019, so I didn't make anything on Fiverr in 2018. All right, so 2019, this was the year where things started to happen. 2019 was the year that I committed to myself that I'd be giving Fiverr a shot, sticking with it, and trying to see how much I could earn selling services on the Fiverr platform. So for 2019, I made just over $13,000 on Fiverr. My lowest earning month in 2019 was February. That was the month I started. I made about $90 and I completed 2 Fiverr orders that month. My highest earning month was September 2019. In September, I made $2,566, and that's also the month I decided to create this YouTube channel. 2019 was probably the most impactful year of my Fiverr journey. The first 3 to 4 months were pretty tough, but they were also pretty crucial because I think that a lot of people give up in the first couple months as a Fiverr seller. So I'm really happy that I pushed through those first 3 to 4 months. I practiced, I worked on improving my services, delivering good quality of work. But most importantly for me in those early days is I was trying to figure out how to optimize my workflow so I could make more money while spending less time working on every Fiverr gig. Really paid off in the end. By the end of 2019, like around July, I would say, I was making anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500 per month selling on Fiverr. So if that tells you anything from my personal experience, stick with it. If you think you have a skill that you can sell that would offer value to people through Fiverr, start selling it and don't give up if the first couple of months are tough. It takes time to become really good at something. For me, it took about 6 months before Fiverr really started reaping its rewards, but I know for other people, it can take longer or shorter. Everyone's different. My advice to you is to stick with it. All right, so jumping forward to 2020. 2020 was probably one of the most crazy and turbulent years I've experienced in my life, and I'm sure for a lot of you it has been. The world was just going through so much crazy stuff. But I stuck with Fiverr, I was selling on Fiverr, and in 2020, I made over $24,000 selling on Fiverr, which was pretty awesome. As expected, January being my first January as a Fiverr seller, that was one of my lowest earning months. I only made about $800, which was pretty predictable. I imagine that, coming out of the holiday season, people would be pretty tapped out from a spare cash perspective, probably didn't have the money to spend hiring someone on Fiverr. Then, as we all know, COVID hit around February, March, and I was expecting my earnings to take an even further dip, but surprisingly, they actually jumped up. So I ended up earning about $2,700 in February 2020 and over $3,000 in March, which was pretty remarkable. I was expecting people to be focused on other things, not hiring Fiverr sellers, but hey, that's how much I made those 2 months, and it was great. But from March to about August of 2020, my Fiverr earnings did take a bit of a dip. Each month they were kind of going down from that high of about $3,200 in March to about $1,200 in August. And as you can imagine, 2020 being the year that it was, I feel like that has to do with people having other priorities versus hiring Fiverr sellers, or a lot of business owners or small business owners were probably deprioritizing hiring freelancers to get other things done. That was my, assumption of why that might have happened. So I completed 281 orders in 2020, and honestly, considering everything we went through that year, it was pretty awesome to see that I was able to make so much and that the orders just kept coming in throughout the year. If anything, the fact that I was able to earn at least $1,000 per month throughout 2020 really helped me build my faith and my trust in Fiverr as a platform. If Fiverr could keep the lights going, the wheels moving, and keep delivering to sellers and buyers throughout a year like 2020, it made me feel really good about Fiverr as a long-term platform. All right, so jumping into this year, 2021, things have been going really, really well so far. At the time of recording this video, end of August 2021, I've completed 178 orders and I've made about $19,600 so far this year. I estimate that puts me on pace to pass $30,000 worth of earnings this year on Fiverr, and that puts me about $6,000 over what I made last year, which I think is fantastic. That's great growth. And the really cool thing is this past year, 2021, I've been making what I've been making, and I feel like I've gotten to the point where my Fiverr business has gotten a lot easier for me than it was in 2020 and previous years. And this has to do with a couple different things. The first is this year I was accepted into the Fiverr Pro Seller program. So that's allowed me to sell my gigs for more money, target a totally different, more business-minded buyer base, and it's really helped so far. I've been in the program for a couple of months. It's led to a lot higher order values, and it's allowed me to really grow my business in the direction I want to grow it. On the Fiverr end of things, some things have been changing as well this year. Fiverr's been updating the platform, which has caused me to make more money, but I think also is setting me and other Fiverr sellers up to make a lot more throughout the end of this year and in 2022. They've recently released a promoted gigs program that I had tried out, I had stopped using it, and then I actually had an opportunity to speak to a member of the Fiverr team. And after they answered all my questions, I gave it another shot. And since giving it a shot, I've spent like $5 and have yielded over $150 of revenue through that program. So, I anticipate that's gonna keep yielding fruit for me and other Fiverr sellers, which is awesome. And Fiverr's rolled out their subscription program. So I'm still trying to figure out how to tweak that to fit my business. But once I figure it out, I think offering subscriptions on Fiverr will be just another lever I can pull to continue to up the amount of money I'm making every month selling on Fiverr. So overall, since starting my Fiverr journey in 2019, I've made over $57,000. And that comes after completing 626 Fiverr gigs. If I've learned anything over this journey that I can share with you or any aspiring Fiverr seller, it's to stick with it, figure out what you want to do, and then focus on getting really good at it, constantly offering value and quality to your clients, and not giving up. Persistence seems to be key with Fiverr, at least for me. So let me know what you think in the comments. Is this what you would imagine a typical journey going from a level 0 seller to a Fiverr Pro seller looks like? Let me know in the comments. If you have any questions or if you're just starting out, I'd love to hear from you. So thanks for watching, and until next time, cheers.